and comprehensive presentation on the three amending budgets. Our colleague Plenkovic has the floor now.
Merci beaucoup, Monsieur.
Thank you very much, Chairman. Can I please thank you for the congratulating words to the that you said about the Croatian elections, which took place in April. We now have 12 members elected to this House who will be taking up their functions from the 1st of July. Now, there are 4 observers who will also stay on after the 1st of July, once the full members take up their post. Now, just a few words about the proposed amending budget for 2013 after we've heard from Mr. Lavia, and also the revision of the Multiannual Financial Framework, which Reimer Böge presented. I think here there are a number of important points that we should emphasize from the Croatian perspective, and that is that we need to send a clear political signal, namely that when there are enlargements, we need to take a holistic approach. So we have to respect the country that becomes the 28th member of the Union, and I think for that reason the Commission's proposal revising the ceilings is fair, and I don't think that there is an excessive redeployment of the ceilings, that, as Giovanni mentioned in his intervention. And that's why I think it is that the European Parliament's position really needs to be very clear and needs to provide strong support to Croatia here, because the fact that we have only had 20% turnout rate in the European elections is not something that we should just ignore and brush away. I think that in that context, we really need to be very careful as to the kind of political signal we send out to the Croatian public. Now, I can understand some concerns about financial conciliation, budgetary discipline in the current context that there might be amongst members of council. But we're not talking about enormous sums of money here. We're, after all, talking about commitment appropriations and payment appropriations. So I think it would seem fair to me for us to stick to the Commission's proposal and also stick to the wording that we have in the 2 proposed resolutions of Giovanni and Reimer. Thank you.
Oui, je vous remercie, cher ami.
Well, thank you very much. I'd just like to take that opportunity to say that when it comes to Croatia, as you said very well, the European Parliament's position, in line with the European Commission's proposal, is a political choice. The amounts that we're talking about here really are minuscule, set against the European budget as a whole. So it's a political choice, really, that's being made here, vis-à-vis Croatia and its citizens, and also vis-à-vis the other candidate countries as well. And furthermore, with a view to the citizens of the European Union as a whole. We would be coherent if we are about to accept another country into our European family, and if we're going to do that, we should do it with open arms right from day one. And we should afford the country the space to which it has the right, in exactly the same way as we did with older members of the club. I think that's a fundamental point. Furthermore, in our negotiations with Council on the next MFF regulation and the next interinstitutional agreement, we need to keep tabs on how the current IIA is being implemented, because that says that automatically there would be a revision of the ceilings to take account of a new member state entering the Union while the current IIA is being implemented. That is quite clear. This problem needs to be examined by Council at a political level, and I think once they do that, it will be clear to everyone what the answer is. But 98% of decisions are taken at an administrative level rather than political. What that means, I'm sorry, I'm the one making the noise here. What that means is that, politically speaking, these decisions are being taken at an unaccountable level, at an administrative level. So that is another subject where we will be calling upon the Irish presidency to deal with the Croatian question properly. It's minuscule in budgetary terms, but it's very important in political terms. So, after having heard from Mr. Plenković, we have Ms. Saba, the Vice President.
Gracias, presidente. Bueno, con respecto